Welcome to Game of Roses. This is Pace Case.
This is Bachelor Clues, and it's Friday. Once again, we've made it to the end of another one of those arbitrary measurements of something that doesn't exist called time, and we call that arbitrary measurement a week.
Gore.
See what I've done? See what I've done here? I've dismantled the entire framework of how we view reality. Thank you very much. That's what I do.
We're in the Ides of October, we are.
We are indeed. Halloween is quickly approaching, and today is This Week in Bachelor
What's
Nation.
What's going to be your costume?
My costume?
Yeah.
I'm going to be dressed as one Nick Vial. You'll be able to see that in person.
What?
That's correct.
What outfit?
It's just my wig,
Mime?
my Vial wig. What's that?
Is it going to be mime, Nick?
No, it'll be regular Nick Vial, and I may also do some tattoos. Some, what he has those kind of like stick and poke tattoos all over his body. I'll probably do.
My costume also has tattoos.
A couple of those. Oh, nice! I can't wait. Who are you going to be? What are you going to be?
Rob from Love Island USA season 6.
That'll be great. I can't wait to see it. And if any of you want to see it, all you have to do is make your way to Los Angeles, California, and join us for our live viewing parties, which are kicking back off next Wednesday at 33 Taps in West Hollywood on Santa Monica Boulevard. We have the exact address and everything all over our social media. Check that out there. We hope to see you. And on the 30th, I think we're going to be doing a Halloween costume contest.
Yes, we are.
So get ready for that.
We know we're doing a Halloween costume contest, and it's going to be in the middle of West Hollywood, the Halloween capital of the world. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in WeHo will know what I am.
I think people will. I'm telling you, it's in the center of reality television mecca, being right next to Pump and Tom Tom. It's a bunch of those bars around there do like RuPaul's watch parties and stuff with players from RuPaul. I think a perfect place to have it. We hope you'll join us.
I'm so excited to be back.
Me too.
With the LA icons, able to go to the watch parties.
Yeah. It's going to be great. So we hope you'll come out for that.
And your tot can be any kind of theme. It doesn't have to be Bachelor or Love Island.
Can be easy, can be difficult. You could just don a pair of neon red contacts and go as Dark Lord Harrison or Dark Lord Palmer.
I'll never forget the woman who dressed as Grocery at our book signing.
God, I know. That was a beautiful moment. It will definitely go through my mind on deathbed. We should also mention, of course, Grant Ellis's season 29 of The Bachelor is going to be coming out next January. We're going to be doing watch parties for that as well. But if you're not in Los Angeles and you yourself...
Those will be Monday nights, though.
Hopefully.
We
don't know. We don't know until they tell us. But if you would like to do a watch party for that in your city and you want Gore to throw a little juice on it, hit up our social media marketing manager, person extraordinaire, Anya, at gameofroses@gmail.com. That's game of, then roses has a Z in it. ROZES at gmail.com. It's my fault.
The cool kind of S.
It's my fault. I might have been under the influence of some medicine
I'm pretty
when I
sure
made our email account 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, you did this.
I'm pretty sure I did this to us.
I thought I did it. Well, whoever did it,
was probably
that's
a
how
joint
it is.
effort. I think you had to agree.
Yeah, you probably sent it to me. You're like, this looks right? And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, cool.
Because it was on our Instagram for a while as well.
Yeah.
It was Z.
That's how we did it.
Anyway, can't wait to see those tots. Halloween is my favorite holiday, as one might guess.
Yep.
From the amount of tots I have.
Yeah, Halloween's a great holiday. I agree. It's a pagan holiday. You get the demons out. You get the darkness
demons,
out.
That's fun.
It occurs at night, which is great. We should also mention, business-wise, right now our Patreon is doing something that experts are calling exploding. We have got Love is Blind season 7 is, I've never seen a season like it. It's how to even describe it. Every couple in it has massive messiness that is now being exposed in the greater world at large. All of the guys, even if they're decent guys and the relationship seems good, they're all making errors left and right that are
the season
unreal.
of errors. The season's riddled with errors.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
just a
stunning
disaster.
to behold. I famously was upset about the season after Brittany and Leo were not being followed to Mexico.
Yeah.
But it has fully redeemed itself. the amount of messiness of the one situation is a thing to behold. And Clues is covering it almost by the hour on our YouTube.
I get those episodes out as soon as they drop. I stay up until midnight when they drop, and then I watch them in Clues Corner. You can watch them with me there. And if you don't want to subscribe to our entire Patreon, you don't have to. You can just get that Clues Corner by itself. You can also get Love Island USA Season 6. I'm going through that right now, about halfway through. You can get that one by itself if you want. Yeah, that season's blowing my mind.
Actually, I'll save it for my scream.
Okay. And we should also tell you, if you're simply listening to this podcast, which is perfectly fine and viable, but you might also want to view our beautiful visages, then all you got to do is go to YouTube and look up Game of Roses. All of these episodes that we are recording are now also on video in stunning.
I promise we're certified cuties.
Oh, thank you. I used to be.
You're
I saw a
welcome.
picture of myself the other day when I was like 23, 24, and I was like, damn, I was young and beautiful once.
You're young and beautiful now, Clues. 60 is the new
60.
18.
Jesus. All right. It's enough business. This business is taking a turn. Now it's time for us to.
Speaking of taking a turn, our next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what is happening in the world of reality dating TV through The Bachelor, through Love is Blind. This is
Game of Roses. State of the game.
So I think a shift is currently happening in reality dating TV, and it has everything to do with how we are watching these shows and the fourth audience, I mean us at home, and how we're all getting good at kind of figuring out the truth behind the lies of whatever the producers are telling us in a variety of these shows. I think it's to a point where you can't really fool the audience anymore. Reality TV started out that way, or at least the second wave did. I'm talking about early 2000s with Survivor, Big Brother, American Idol, obviously Bachelor,
America's Next Top Model,
all that stuff. These are our lies. Like whatever's happening in those, the first season of Bachelor, for example.
There's no such thing as a smize.
That's true. There is none. No, there is. Come on. But in those early days, it was easy to kind of fool the audience into believing everything they're seeing on screen is real and there's no more story behind it. Now we've got, with Jen Tran's Bachelorette season 21 recently concluding, we had the entire Devin Strader thing happen. They cast him to be a villain. They did not think he was going to win the ring, and they certainly didn't think all this stuff about his restraining order was going to come out and all the bad stuff that he did in his prior relationship.
It's hard to imagine that was the intention.
What was?
That all of that would come out.
Oh, no, certainly they didn't intend for it to come
orchestrated.
Out. The question becomes, did the producers know about it before casting him? Or did they know about it while shooting? Or did they know about it after casting him, but they still bring him out for the after the final rose and they still make no mention of any of it?
They still have not said a single thing about it.
Correct.
It's unreal.
But
especially given what we're going into with Golden Bachelorette as well, with Gil and Guy, like their silence is deafening.
Yes. And the Gil and Guy stuff, I mean, well, let's take these one by one. So the Devin Strader stuff, there were also allegations against Marcus Schoberg. There were no legal documents provided. There was nothing that was like Googleable. It was just, people saying how he behaved in prior relationships, how he behaved on his deployment.
Stories.
Exactly. But this Devin Strader thing is like legal documents. You can see it for yourself. That story was revealed by Reality Steve. So he at least is a journalist who is looking into this. That's kind of one, the tip of the iceberg, maybe, in terms of this information getting revealed in ways that have nothing to do with the show. The show taking no responsibility, but a member of the fourth audience who is potentially elevated within the fourth audience because he is kind of the founder of Bachelor Nation journalism. He has maybe certain things at his disposal, or at least has a 24 hours in a day to look at.
Spoiler king.
Exactly. But below him is kind of like the fourth audience at large. And that's where some of this other information is coming from. So like Gil's restraining order, Guy's restraining order stories. These are just coming from people who know about the information, putting it out on like Reddit and stuff. So it's literally the fourth audience is just like, you can't get away with this anymore. And we now are seeing in every season of the show, at least these 2 back-to-back seasons, multiple guys with allegations, multiple guys with legal documents that the show is seemingly taking zero responsibility for. And there's now even a rumor, I believe it was on Vial Files, they were having a conversation that essentially said the producers knew about Guy's restraining order. This is a rumor. I can't verify this, but what was said was the producers knew about Guy's restraining order before they cast him and cast him anyways. So
that is so crazy.
Yes, I agree.
Why? What's
I don't
the benefit?
know. I sincerely don't know. The idea that like, well, I mean, I think this is the state of the game. It's this old school attitude of producers that are like, ain't on us. We did our due diligence. That restraining order was never granted. So fuck it. Throw him in the mix. When the real reaction should be, if there's even
Devin
a rumor.
gave us a great excuse for it. Throw him in the mix.
Exactly. Like you don't need any single player so badly that you should put them in the player pool, even if they have a rumor of a restraining order, because we are in a time now, and this is the state of the game, when that will never be kept a secret. And if you pivot over to Love is Blind, what's happening in that season? This guy, Tyler Francis, comes into the show. He has 3 children, and there are now details about his relationship with those children and their mother, more details coming out every day about it. And it brings the same kind of questions to bear on that franchise. Did the producers know about this when they cast him? If not, they certainly knew about it when he said it on camera during the course of shooting this about a year ago. And did they do any research then? Did they look into this any further? Or is their attitude like, fuck it, not on us?
I mean, their outward attitude of the producers of all of these shows is F it, not on us. But when you are losing your audience because you are putting all of these people in unsafe positions, like when they can't bear to watch the show anymore. I mean, unfortunately for Joan, I think this is all, affecting her ratings as well, because it's like, Bachelor Nation is tired. After the Jen Tran finale, I bet there was such a huge drop off. And this is a drop off of people who've been watching forever.
Yeah. And I'm not, by the way, like casting any kind of, moral judgment on any of the people involved in any of these situations. I don't know any of them. I don't know the exact details of any of this. What you see in the show is a very small percentage of what their actual interactions with each other are, especially in Love is Blind. I'm simply saying that when you're casting a show like this, when the premise of the show is we are creating an environment that is unlike any other thing in the world that is going to help you find this kind of fantasy fairy tale love story.
Soulmate. Is love blind?
Exactly.
Can you still fall in love?
Yeah.
And,
I guess it is blind to the facts of the history of your life as well.
It's blind in the background checks.
But we saw, Tyler openly lied to Ashley in the most recent episodes of Love is Blind when she asked, do these kids know what you look like? And he said, no. I don't know how many pictures and videos of him now that are coming out. People on TikTok.
With the grandma.
Yes. They're going to Tyler's mother's Instagram account to see a bunch of pictures that she has posted of Tyler with the kids walking around pumpkin patches and shit and saying, aren't my grandbabies cute? So it's like this level of, scrutiny into these people's lives. It happens every season now. And I think state of the game style, it has made it impossible for the producers to continue their old producing styles, which is whatever's on the screen is all we care about. And who these people are or what really happened, like the truth behind the lie, is irrelevant. That is very quickly being proven false. And I think we are now in this era of reality dating TV where whatever is in the background of these people's lives will come out every time. And to be able to produce a good show, still operating under that premise that we're providing this environment for you to find your soulmate, they now have to do at least as good of a job as us, the people watching the shows, at researching these people's backgrounds.
They absolutely must subscribe to the deeper level of background check because it is.
Yeah.
And like, I just absolutely do not believe this is a new problem. I believe there have been these people in every single Bachelorette season, to be
100%.
clear. These are men. I think that they are just now 100% of the time going to be caught.
Yes, I think so too.
Because you will be caught.
Yeah, exactly. And the bottom line is this. Show. It's the control of the narrative has shifted. And you're seeing this happen a little bit in just mainstream news now too. It's like, generally speaking, all news narratives were controlled by the giant news conglomerates that are owned by giant media corporations. And so whatever you're being told is news is definitely going through a corporate filter to be like, how do we want to spin this? Is this beneficial to us or whatever? But you're seeing, especially with this presidential race, the candidates are going on like podcasts and stuff like Call Her Daddy. And now Joe Rogan is being talked about. And it's like, these are not mainstream media sources. They can kind of do whatever they want. And I think you're seeing the same thing in our reality shows. It's like it used to be back in the day before social media. All of the stories about Bachelor were handled in Us Weekly, People Magazine, and those stories are curated by the networks, by the producers. This is what you will say. This is who the villain is. This is what the love story is. But now because there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's all of this, people have this hardcore interest in these shows. They're going to find it all out. And it doesn't matter if Us Weekly is going to cover it. Now, the Us Weekly and the People magazines are second in line to these stories because people on TikTok are breaking them.
TikTok, I feel like, has revolutionized the game in so many ways. Yeah. And, you know, Bachelor is the legacy show. Even if the ratings are suffering, it still makes news. And that's part of why these people are always caught, because people are still very interested in that. I've talked to so many people about the scandals on both Love is Blind and Bachelor who don't even watch the shows. Yeah. But this has made it to them.
The secret kids thing is like, it's one of the craziest scandals that I've seen in any of these shows, because the information that is coming out now, essentially, I mean, it clarifies that Tyler had a real relationship with these kids, maybe even had an involved romantic relationship with their mother for some amount of time. And so he's going on the show.
Calling a mother of sperm babies, and she is.
Well, he didn't say that.
Like,
Ashley said
also
that.
Well, yes.
He said he donated sperm, which is
right.
I guess technically correct. I guess technically all fathers donate sperm in quotes, right? Exactly. But the rumors are now that this in quotes donation was done. What are you going to say? Traditionally, like it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying here. That's the information that's now coming out, and that he was very much a part of these kids' lives, basically up until going in to shoot Love is Blind, at which point, again, the information coming out, I'm simply reporting this, is that he then ghosted the entire family. And
it's like you are the confidence to be like, oh yeah, this isn't going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, just the very fact that producers didn't she went into this thinking this is a single man, that they're talking about kids, having kids together, what they're going to name him, thinking he has no children. You know, it's like, I do think she's set up for one of the biggest victimization edits of all time on the reunion.
100%.
Unfortunately, it is the same night as our Tot night at watching Golden Bachelorette, but rest assured, clues will be in two places at once.
I mean, I basically will be. I think I'm going to cover it. It airs. We'll get to the airing time. That's in news. We have some Love is Blind news to get to, including scheduling. But I'll definitely be covering it as it's airing, the reunion, in Clues Corner. And then I will be making my way to 33 Taps in West Hollywood, literally seconds later for our talk competition and for the airing of what's that?
I'm picturing DLH on his scooter around La Quinta.
Something like that.
Through WeHo to cover the shows.
It'll be me in a Waymo. Me in a Waymo going through WeHo. Anyways, that's our state of the game, really, is that we're at this point. I think it's kind of an inflection point. We have got back-to-back-to-back seasons of Bachelor product and Love is Blind product with players harboring unspeakable truths about their pasts that cannot be kept secret by the producers. The producers have lost control of the narrative of their own shows, and they need to figure out a way to, I think, merge with that or start casting better so that these things don't happen as much. And I just
the premise of Love is Blind is that you're finding your soulmate, and it's not, well, 50-50 if you're going to get the checkered past or not. I mean, it's a very interesting discussion of like where the line is, and like if producers have a responsibility to tell the players about X, Y, and Z before they engage. What about A, B,
100% they do. Because if not,
so they should correct every lie that each player tells.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there is not, to me, Love is Blind and Bachelor specifically, I mean, most other dating shows are like this too. They're not saying this is regular dating. And in the regular dating world, it's the responsibilities on you to like do their background checks and figure out if this person is who they say they are. That's fine. If that's what the show is, if the show is like, this is real dating and we're just going to give you like what it's about, but that's not what the show is.
You have to give them their phones.
Exactly. You have to give them their phones. And if
I bet Ashley could have found his kids in 60 seconds.
You know, that should actually be something they do in Love is Blind as a round. Like once you start locking in on somebody, here's your phone, Google them, find out everything you can.
But then you can see what they look like.
Yeah. Or maybe you give it to them right after the reveal. They sit on that bench together and look through each other's social media.
The reveal. Who did I just get engaged to?
Yeah, basically. I mean, they need to do something because the idea of both of these shows is like you're being hand selected for this incredible experience where you're going to get to fall in love in a way no one else is going to get to. And you're going to get even in Love is Blind, the honeymoon vacation is like, that's a paid for super cool vacation to Mexico. In Bachelor, it's even crazier because you're flying around in helicopters and going to different countries and, you know, all this stuff. If that's the premise of the show, that you're creating kind of this fantastical environment in which to find love, then you need to uphold that premise by assuring everyone there that the people they're dealing with are not lying about major things in their life. Yeah. And potentially criminal things. It is in my opinion, it's a strong obligation on the producers. However, contractually, it ain't. The contracts that they all sign say, we're not liable for any of this shit. Fuck you very much. Kick rocks. Renee Poche tried to sue them because they put her in what she thought was an unsafe situation. Well, they sued her for $4 million.
Yeah, I'm saying that's their attitude towards her.
Yeah, she sued them. No, I'm sorry. She didn't sue them. She went on a podcast and talked about how she felt unsafe. They sued her for $4 million. Then she's trying to countersue to like get that knocked down and all this. And it's like, that's how they treat their players. When somebody steps forward and says like the environment you put me in isn't what you promised. Fuck you. Sue you for $4 million. You can't do that.
By the way, that person has a gun, just to be aware of.
Exactly. I think Love is Blind is like way worse than Bachelor at this point, specifically because of this Tyler thing. And now every episode you're watching, like these past 2 episodes, when the story has come out, you're just watching it like, oh my God, are they going to fucking tell her? Are they going to fucking tell her? Are producers going to step in? That scene never comes. And it starts to get to this point where you're like, what's going on here? When
it feels messed up to be watching Ashley at this point.
Yeah, totally. We'll see how they handle it at the reunion, but that's where we are.
Let's see how all of these players, controversial or not, are doing on their social media gains. This is This Week in
Games. We do have some news to report about the ratings of Golden Bachelorette from last week. Again, this is not from this Wednesday. This is from October 9th. Joan Vassos's 4th episode scored a 0.30 in the demo, which is the exact same number she scored the prior week. And
holding.
But yeah, holding in last place. So she hasn't slipped. She hasn't slipped below the CW with a .07. If that ever happens, it's a very different conversation.
Sullivan's Crossing.
But Joan Vassos came in 4th place last week behind Survivor, which had a .65, Chicago Med, which had a .38, and even The Masked Singer had a .38. So the Golden Bachelorette is... by any stretch of the imagination, a disaster, an unmitigated disappointment for ABC in terms of ratings. And I'm not sure what it means for the Golden franchise moving forward. It's also difficult to kind of suss out what are the real factors here. I think the biggest two are Devon Strader and how the franchise treated Jen Tran in her finale, and the Wednesday night airing
Wednesday versus Survivor.
Yeah, the juggernaut Survivor. Like, what are you doing? So I don't even know if this could be considered like
Chicago,
a success in any measure.
Chicago Survivor has twice as many ratings as the all of the other ones.
Yeah,
it's your biggest non-scripted show.
Yeah.
What's not in Toilet City is Joan Vassos' Instagram numbers. She gained 9.4K this week on Instagram, bringing her to 83.5K. I definitely predict she will be joining the 100K club, and she gained 7K on TikTok, bringing her to 79.9K followers.
Damn, that's pretty good.
It is pretty good. And we're going to get to some of her prolific parasocial plays later, which might have factored into this.
Yeah, she's doing some great work parasocially. Our top 5 gains this week from the players in the player pool are as follows. In 5th place, we got John Jack Lencioni. He was the dude singing I did it my way.
He's been gone for so long.
I know.
He's on the charts.
He gained 1,071 followers in 5th place.
4th place, Pascal Ebgui Gonzalo, 1,877. No, 1,677 followers. 4th place.
In 3rd place, you've got the professional whispering dad, Mark Anderson, plus 4.4K this week.
2nd place goes to Charles Chalk Chapel. He gained 7,013 followers this week.
Front runner energy much. And in 1st place, you've got Charles L with a gain of 7.6 thousand followers. He wasn't even in the show.
No.
Unreal.
Swan Song exit bump.
God.
Incredible. And for those top Instagram charts, we have in 5th place, Jordan Heller, the dark horse who made it to hometowns, 3,447 followers.
All looking for pics of his legs. In 4th place, we've got Pascal Ibgui with 4.32K.
3rd place, Charles Chalk Chapel with 13.1K.
Chalk in 3rd place. We got to change that. In 2nd place, we've got Mark Anderson. He took his hummingbird whisper play all the way to 27.4 thousand followers.
The disrespect.
He's disrespecting us.
He's
Whispering like that.
Us.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I
Charles
can't hear
Ling
you.
is in 1st though. King of the Castle hasn't been in the show this week. 33.4K. That is your Golden Bachelor.
That is your Golden Bachelor. I agree 100%. You got no other choices here. Except maybe Gary and Jack. I would go for either of them as Bachelor as well.
Yes.
All right. That wraps up our gains. And Pascal. Yeah. You do have some other choices, but it's not Mark and it's not Guy.
And it's not Gil.
Yeah, it's not Gail for sure. Let's move on to all those tids that are fit to print. This is
Bachelor Nation News.
Up first in Bachelor Nation news, some sad news. Gore Girl Jason Tartick and influencer Kat Stickler have confirmed the end of their relationship. Tartick and Stickler announced their relationship on Instagram in June of this year after rumors began swirling when Stickler appeared on Tartick's podcast Trading Secrets, and the two were spotted at Stagecoach together. But more rumors began surfacing in the nation this fall that the couple might have been headed for trouble after 6 months of dating.
Those rumors were confirmed this week when Tartick posted an Instagram story that read, "I am sad to share that Kat and I are no longer together. It's fair to say that I love hard with all my heart and fall fast. Sometimes in life that works out, other times it doesn't. This time, it didn't. Kat has brought me so much happiness and light. She brought out parts of me I never knew existed. I will forever be grateful for her. And of course, sweet MK. This chapter closes amicably and another one opens."
Stickler released her own statement, assuring everyone that the end of their relationship was amicable and that, quote, "love is never wasted. We wish them both the best
beautiful.
as they move on to these the next phases of their lives without one another in them."
I personally hate this. I was really enjoying their content.
I agree. I thought it was kind of a match made in heaven. She's a big influencer. He knows how to leverage influencer stuff to make everybody more money. I just feel like he's a guy you want in your corner, potentially in your romantic corner, if you are somebody who wants to make money on your Instagram. I think he knows how to do it better than anyone.
That's a good Hinge bio.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
want to be in
person
your
you want in
romantic
your corner, potentially romantically.
Who's in your romantic corner?
Up next in Bachelor Nation news, Carly Waddell is engaged. The BIP All-Star confirmed her engagement to civilian lawyer Todd Allen Trassler on October 17th via Instagram post reading, "A little thing happened in Costa Rica. Ring emoji. Many of y'all have been wondering why Todd wears a ring on his hand, and it's actually because I asked him last Halloween to marry me first. I'll give you way more of this story soon in parens. But spoiler alert, he said yes, even though, to be honest, he was so shocked it was hard for him to be. And then also, spoiler alert, he asked me this October and I also said yes." The caption, secret engagements and weddings of everyone.
I know. And her proposing to him. Wasn't on camera, though.
I hope it is going a better way than Jen Tran.
Wasn't in the document. It didn't count. The caption accompanied a video of Waddell and the civilian and her two children, Bella 5 and Charlie 3, during their vacation. In the video, set to her own song, "So I Do," Carly, Todd, and the two children, who she shares with her ex, fellow BIP All-Star and target of Chad Johnson's rage, Evan Bass. The whole family takes a boat ride to the beach. As the video continues, Carly holds her children's hands while she walks toward the water and turns around to look at the sunset. Todd acts like he is taking a picture of the trio before dropping down on one knee and popping the big question. The video ends with Carly flashing her ring for the camera, then giving a close-up on that custom sparkler. Congrats to Waddell on this next chapter in her life with a civilian.
Up next in Bachelor Nation news, the Beast has found a new lair. That's right, quadruple windmill consummator. Hannah Brown has shirked her bestial ways to settle down with her civilian fiance, Adam Willard, in a new house in Slider Country. That's Nashville for those who aren't in the know.
The Burgers Over Bugs player and Willard have been dating since early 2021 and moved to Nashville together last year, announcing their engagement shortly after their move. This week, the pedestal mover made the following announcement via Instagram alongside photos of the two standing on the porch of their brand new house. Quote, "We're officially homeowners. Having a house to make a home has been a life dream of mine. I'm so honored to be able to create spaces that will hold precious memories and to live the big and small life moments between the walls."
Several fellow players seized the opportunity to comment on the Beast's homeownership announcement. Pizza head Heather Martin wrote, "Yay, heart eyes emoji." Mother of Glitter Baby Crystal Nielsen Bowles chimed in, "Congrats, party emoji, balloon emoji, champagne emoji, and scallop fingers." Scallop fingers herself, Kristen Whitney added, "Welcome to Nashville." Love to see her back in the game.
I know. Congrats to the Beast. And a word of warning to the civilian Woolard. If you wake in the night to find the Beast growling and stalking around your new house in the wee hours of the morning, don't be alarmed. You might be able to take Brown out of Los Angeles, but you can't take the Beast out of Brown.
Why are you cursing Adam Woolard?
I didn't curse him. What do you mean? He's marrying
seemed like you were
the
putting a curse on him.
No, I'm just saying, know what you're getting into here. This is the Beast. Her bestial ways can't be tamed, I don't think.
Oh my God. And finally, in Bachelor Nation news, some Love is Blind news. The season 7 reunion date has been announced. The Dark Lords Lachey will once again take to the stage to wield their moral superiority like a weapon against the troubled cast of this season. The event will air on October 30th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and Clues will be covering it all in Clues Corner on the Game of Roses Patreon. But that's not all. The Love is Blind franchise is expanding into another country. Love is Blind Italy, Ciao, is the latest version of the dating format at the streamer, with other versions running in the UK, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Germany, Brazil, Sweden, and Argentina. Will the Italian version have secret children and wrongful imprisonment lawsuits? Time will tell.
I feel like the Italian one may have some secret children. We shall see. But
I mean, what? It is extraordinary that they've been able to spread to this many countries.
I agree.
Too big to fail.
It's just like Bachelor. Bachelors are the same thing. At one point, I think Bachelor was in 23 different countries simultaneously. I don't know if it's still that widespread, but
yeah. How many is it now? We should
I don't know.
Those.
But now it is time in our program to move on to the top 5.
The parasocial play of the week.
Our current crown, Joan Vassos, made a stunning series of plays this week. First, via Instagram reel, Joan asked her daughter, "What's the best dating advice I've ever given to you?" Her daughter says, "Always make the person you're dating come to the door." And this resulted in boys from her high school honking the horn over and over, but Vassos wouldn't let her go out. Vassos explained it's a matter of respect. Her other advice is that you will only get the respect you demand. Jesus. 4.2K likes, 155K views. We are obsessed with this mother-daughter series. Hope it continues. Did you go to the doors when you were dating in high school, Clues?
I'm a source boy. I come from Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
I went to the doors. I opened the door. I still do. I still open the door for everyone I ever date. Every door that they encounter. Car door, door to the home, elevator door,
There's your
whatever
Hinge
it may
profile.
be. What's that?
The list of doors I will open for you.
I'll open every door you ever see. I'll open trap doors. I'll open storm doors.
Garage.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I had to go to the house every time. For what it's worth, I enjoyed doing it.
I enjoy honking horns.
Yeah. But that's not all. Joan Vassos, our Golden Bachelorette, also made an incredible comedic reel this week. The Chiron read, "When you're running from the police and then overhear them say, quote, 'The suspect appears to be the world's sexiest grandma.'" In the video, Vassos is running and then stops and vamps for the camera when she, ostensibly hears that phrase uttered. The caption reads, "Why, thank you, officer. Hashtag grandma, hashtag grandma memes, hashtag the Golden Bachelorette. Vassos is the best in the biz, and she's continuing to deliver parasocial prowess, even while doing press, etc. during the watchback period." This was a great video, by the way.
I loved this.
Yeah.
This is almost my play of the game. Play of the week. Fourth place goes to Abigail Herringer. She is continuing to make excellent plays with her content from her royal wedding. Made an Instagram reel this week with the caption, "The most special dress." Crying earnest sad emoji, dove emoji at Netta Ben Shabu .official at Jackson James Couture bridal. We then see her first time wearing her wedding dress, trying it on at the bridal shop versus the last time wearing the dress, with a bunch of footage of her walking down the aisle and at the wedding. 47.8K likes, 828,000 views for this reel.
That's crazy. In third place, you got Glazed. Gore girl / runner-up / the Glazeman, Justin Glaze, started a beautiful artwork series on Instagram via Reel in which he paints one card in a deck with an intricate butterfly pattern. The caption reads, quote, week 1 of 52. There are 52 cards in a deck and 52 weeks in a year. What is that? Card emoji, easel emoji, Joker emoji, easel emoji. Joker playing card emoji, easel emoji. That's hard to say.
Yay.
Playing card emoji, easel emoji, easel emoji, easel emoji, easel emoji. I wanted to challenge myself to commit to at least one piece of art per week and thought this would be a fun way to do it. I have no idea what I'll paint each week as there will be no consistent theme error, but I think that's kind of the point. Lol. Each week will be something completely random, something I'm inspired by, or something based on a current world / media topic. Let's see what we come up with over the next year.
Kamala?
Happy sweating head emoji, butterfly emoji, 7.4K likes, 155K views. If I may, Glazeman, you should have a theme. The theme should be Bachelor royalty, and you should be painting portraits of different bachelors on every one of these playing cards. Bachelors, bachelorettes, high-ranking players, perhaps historic moments.
I love that.
Thanks. I'd love to see a, like Queen of Hearts, Kelsey Weir spraying champagne in her face during Champagne Gate.
I wonder if he's doing requests in this series. Second place in Parasocial Plays, Praise Be DLP. Dark Lord Jesse Palmer got in the mix this week, sharing a deleted scene from Golden Bachelorette via Instagram Reel. It's a must-watch this week. In it, DLP sits down with several girl dads from this Golden Bachelorette season. The caption reads, "This is one of my favorite moments from Joan's season of hashtag the Golden Bachelorette that never saw the air. But I'm happy to share with you now. On the very first night of filming, I snuck out into the cocktail party to get some girl dad advice from Keith, Gary, and Mark. I had such a great conversation with all three and am so appreciative for their kind words and fatherly advice. I loved hosting the Golden Series because I learned so much just being around the incredible cast, both on and off camera. They did scare me just a little, crying, laughing emoji, but they reiterated what I already knew to be true. Being a girl dad is the, all caps, greatest gift in the world. I love my little Ella Bella so much. Heart emojis around a smiling face. Hashtag Bachelor Nation, hashtag girl dad." In this conversation, we get the Goldens joking with DLP about the various stages of being a girl dad, and it's so wholesome for TRR. We love level forward it. 2K likes, 44.9K views.
I thought when he said they did scare me just a little, it was going to be like, because some of them have restraining orders. All of these were strong plays. Thank you. However,
restraining order, guys, get catching strays all episode.
Yeah. I had a great conversation with Gil and Guy about how to treat women in a relationship. All these were strong plays. However, there can be only one winner. Our Parasocial Play of the Week this week goes to Gore Girl Jason Tartick's ex, Paramore Kat Stickler. She both confirmed their breakup and defended introducing 4-year-old daughter Mary Catherine, nicknamed MK, to Jason. In this direct-to-cam Instagram reel, Stickler explains how she calls all adult men friends, and MK has a dad and is never confused on how she's always making decisions based on what is best for her daughter. The caption reads, quote, "I know that no matter what I say, people will still have something to say, but I just wanted to say my piece." Her piece got unreal engagement, 293,000 likes. How many views? 6.6 million. Jesus.
6.6 million.
Triple Golden Bachelorette numbers.
That's triple Survivor numbers.
Is it?
No, maybe that's Survivor numbers.
Was
Still,
it?
Survivor. Big show.
Survivor's raw viewers was 4.14 million. So she did up it.
Beat Survivor.
Basically, what you're looking at across a network TV is like no show, at least on this past Wednesday, no show had 6 million viewers. 0 shows on network TV can hit that number. Kat Stickler's doing it with an Instagram reel.
Show.
Damn.
One woman show.
Congrats to Stickler. We have one other award to give. This is not a human being, although a human being is involved. This week's parasocial creature of the week goes to an ancient creature who made a prominent appearance in a post from none other than the Moinsman, Blake Moynes. Blake dropped a 20-slide summer dump this week that features videos and images from the wedding of young Noah Urban, Abigail Herringer, as well as several slides featuring his conservation work from around the world. In one of those slides, Moynes is helping a giant tortoise to safety. Congrats to the tortoise and to Moynes, who might be overtaking Pino and Ramen for the most parasocial creature of the week awards in history. He's close.
Dang.
I don't know what the exact number is, but like,
I mean, Moynes always he's got those exotic creatures, you know? It's like,
those
it's hard to compete with that.
Moynes Exotics. He should open that as a business.
Moynes Exotics and Emojis.
Yeah. Why does he's now talking like grocery store as well?
I don't know. I don't know. I love mothers.
Sure. I always forget that he said that, and then you remind me quite
I'll
frequently.
never forget.
Yeah.
Now for the other things we can't forget, how this show has impacted us, and we will be issuing 4th hour.
Screams from the pit!
I can't wait for your scream just based on the 3 words you've written here.
Please read them if you feel so inclined.
Well, first I'll deliver my scream, which also has to do with Bachelor clues. I think I have probably already screamed about this before. Okay, wait. First mini scream. My last scream about Arizona didn't work out, and I apologize. I promised everyone would be satisfied parasocially, and they haven't been yet, but it'll just be a little delayed.
We demand parasocial satisfaction.
Second, I am rewatching Clues Watch Love Island USA season 6 right now, and it's giving more than I could have possibly imagined. I've never watched a Love Island show knowing what happens before, so that like is impacting it, but also just watching you discover how that show operates is so joyful for me. When they started doing the like just one of the stripping challenges or something, and you were just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's
just
a great
like
show.
the quality of that show is so good.
Yeah.
It is.
Dorito was I've experienced, I think, the most joy of ever watching a reality show, watching Dorito do his final challenge.
That is so shocking to me, because he couldn't have been giving less as a player.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, agree to disagree.
Plays.
His face plays were incredible, but also just like his dudeness. I've never really seen a player like him who's just like, I'm just here to lift weights and hang with the bros. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
What do you mean?
He was
That's
doing
what
that
they
thing,
all do.
They don't, though. The other ones are like gaming. You can tell Kendall is
trying
like
to date.
Whatever. Kendall's always up in the business. If there's like secret shit going on, he's in every conversation. He's like, tell me all the tea. He's like collecting information.
Kendall, I underestimated him the first time going through, and like he's such a good character.
A fantastic character, and he is an information collector, and information is power in these games. Rob is trying to control the entire situation. He's one of the main characters of the show, and he knows very well what he's doing in all these different dumpings and recouplings and whatever. Connor and Aaron, whatever. Aaron's kind of like he's a little bit like Hannah Godwin and who's her guy? God damn it,
Dylan Barber.
Dylan Barber. He's a little Dylan Barber-y to me. He all egged early on, and he's a little puppy dog. Whatever.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for you to continue watching this season.
Yeah, Casa Amore's
he was on
coming.
Trader's Clues. He's playing.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
He knows what he's doing more than any of these people.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to watch. But anyway, Connor to me was just kind of like that gym bro who's just there to flex and fucking hang out and do some antics. I loved everything he did. Thank you, Connor, for your service. And I'm glad you're enjoying
you for Halloween, though.
What's that?
I won't be dressing as him for Halloween, though.
Connor? How could you? You need a giant muscle suit.
He didn't have a signature costume like Rob. The overalls.
His signature costume was gigantic muscularity. That man was twice the size of everyone else. Well, that was his lats, though. They just called him Dorito because his lats were like, they formed a triangle in his body. All right. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying my clues corner. Thank you for that scream.
I do want to read out the 3 words of your scream.
Yeah.
Hi in Sephora.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I was at a place that is very near and dear to my heart out here in Los Angeles, California. It's called The Grove. Might have heard of it. It's an outdoor shopping mall created by and operated by, what's that guy's name? Caruso. At any rate, I was there and I had some medicine and we had cause to go into Sephora. Laura wanted to look at a new scent that was put out by Glossier. So we go in there and I'm very affected by the medicine. The lights are bright, which I love.
Yeah.
It's stark white in there.
So unrelatable.
It's like being inside a computer almost or something is what it feels like. And I'm just kind of overwhelmed by it all. But that's not what the scream is. The scream is this. I'm working
overwhelmed in Sephora.
Yeah, that's it.
We all can relate to that.
No, I'm working on a project right now. Very, very early phases. It is a secret project, but it is potentially requiring me to cast a reality star. And so while I'm in Sephora, I'm like, does the main character of this thing that I'm working on shop at Sephora? Probably, yeah. Let me just start looking at people and seeing if they're reality stars. So while under the influence of medicine in Sephora, a place that is not foreign to me, but one that I never go by myself and that I really have no business being there unless, required to be. I start just looking at every person and being like, are they a reality star? Are they a reality star? Is that the next Leia Kateb? And universally, the answer was no. And I left the place and I was like, am I good at this or am I terrible at this? And I still don't know because I'm still searching for this specific person who can anchor this thing that I want to do. And I don't know if I'll ever find the person because I'm like, am I good enough? Is anyone good enough to just look at a person and be like, are they a reality star? Yes or no? And answer that question correctly.
I don't think look, but maybe talk to them.
Well, that's the next phase. Obviously, you have to interview and get the details and whatever.
But also, if they didn't already come and talk to you, they're out, I think. I think you're looking for like the most extroverted, like...
I mean, this is
characters.
Like a specific needle that needs to be threaded for what this thing is. But it definitely
You got to try the Americana Sephora.
It's the exact same thing. I don't know where I need to go, but the scream is really that, like, I never in my wildest dreams thought at some point I would be walking around the Grove High, scanning the crowd for potential new reality stars. That somehow this is what I'm now doing with my Tuesday night is bizarre to me. But I also greatly enjoyed it. Where?
Casting calls for like acting gigs.
I don't think I want an actor. I'm looking for Melanie Griffith in Working Girl meets Bridget Jones.
I've never seen it.
You never have seen Working Girl?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fuck. You got to watch that movie. You got to watch that movie. Anybody out there, if you haven't seen Working Girl, you got to watch that movie. It's seminal. It's seminal.
Yeah.
Melanie Griffith in it is like, at least she got nominated for a fucking Oscar for it. Sigourney Weaver.
Seminal things seem to be like old and.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Citizen Kane?
I tried.
And what happened? Your TV broke?
I haven't watched it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyways.
Look, I have so much Love Island to watch. I can't imagine it's going to be better than that.
Citizen Kane?
Yeah.
There is no Love Island without Citizen Kane.
Okay.
I hate to break it to you. I mean, whatever. We're not going to go into a film lecture on why Citizen Kane's important, but you should watch it, and you should definitely watch
an
Working Girl.
actor would be perfect because it's like, oh, actually,
not for
this is how you get famous.
Not for this.
This is a much easier way to get famous.
This is a different
I really
project.
do feel like Love Island is like, it's actually the influencer Olympics, even though that's not like the stated premise of the show, but it is literally finding the greatest reality stars. I
absolutely agree. 100%. At any rate, that's my scream. We now have a different scream for you. We're not the only ones screaming. There's a bunch of people in the pit, and we are all screaming. If you would like to scream, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/Game of Roses. Join us in the bottom of the pit. Get access to that Game of Roses Discord. In that Discord, you will, in fact, find a channel called Submit Your Screams. There, you can upload a 1 minute or shorter audio or video format scream. Anya goes through them all. We played the best ones here. We've got one today from Bird Ninja. We're told this is a 2-part scream. There is a scream and there is a song.
Seems like a way around the 1 minute limit.
All right, let's listen to the scream first, and then I guess there's a song that accompanies the scream. All right, here's the scream. Let's listen.
Well, Pitt, earlier this week, I had a random thought. Someone should cover "We Didn't Start the Fire," but they should change the lyrics to be terms from Gore. Now, I didn't have time to do this, so I said, that's an interesting idea. Now, stop thinking about it and go about your life. But I couldn't, because terms kept popping into my head, random rhymes, things I should use. So I wrote a few verses. And then I thought, great, I can't sing, so I'm going to put it into Udio or Suno or one of these wonderful AI music apps. But of course, you can't request an actual song, like "We Didn't Start the Fire," because that's copyright infringement. So I could have given up there, but instead I decided to download the Billy Joel song, put it on karaoke mode on my iPhone, and play that with my terrible voice singing the verses for you. I've attached the horrific recording here in the hopes that Clues will hear this scream and perhaps re-record it in his own voice to save me the humiliation. But as any good pit dweller knows, the biggest scream of all is that I actually have to send this in. Happy listening.
Wow. Okay. So we have not yet heard the song. We're about to hear the song. I will simply say this. This song, Billy Joel's, first of all, I love Billy Joel. He's one of my top 3 artists of all time. I have everything he's ever made. This song, "We Didn't Start the Fire," which came out, I believe, in 1990 or 1991, perhaps, maybe 89. It was full of these kind of historical references, and it was meant to be a rap song. And so the writer of the song and Billy Joel's record company was like, here, we want you to do a rap song, because everybody was doing raps. And he's like, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm Billy Joel. I'm not going to do a rap song. But instead, he took this song that was written as a rap and turned it into this kind of melodic staccato, rhyming song. For extra credit, when I was in junior high, we could memorize this song and recite it in class at the end of the week for extra credit. I stood up the day it was given as an assignment and said, no need to wait till Friday, Mrs. Doyle, and did the whole song. I already had it committed to memory.
Wow.
Thank you.
There's your scream.
Yeah. Is it?
I like the notion by this woman that submitting a scream is a scream. And that's a really good point.
Yeah, it is. Point well taken. All right. Are you ready to listen to Bird Ninja's rendition of "We Didn't Start the Fire," retitled "We Didn't Start the Pit"?
I'll allow it.
Okay, here we go.
We didn't start the pit. It was always sinking since Michelle went missing. We didn't start the pit. No, we didn't start it. If it gains, we'll chart it. Dark Lord Palmer, Bachelor Clues, Pace Case Not Enough, Who Jews, Grandy, Sandy, Sloppy, Handy, IFI. Fetus play, make me stay, bake for cookies, TC pay, Twib and clickbait, one-on-one date, so did Charles die. Jorge M, COVID waits, Vile says I've seen that face, Sauce War, RQ score, Tots tears, LL4, DLH and Rachel L, IG meme straight out of hell, Dark Lord, Block Steel, come on Clues, please watch Unreal. We didn't start the pit. It was always going since the rents were glowing. We didn't start the pit, but when we are gone, it will sink on and on and on.
That was beautiful. I'm stunned.
That is so much better than I thought this was going to be. I have literal goosebumps.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Bird Ninja,
God.
for sending in this glorious scream. I would rate this as a pretty high or low scream. Again, however you like to see it.
Yes, I think it's very much on the one end of that rating scale with this.
Totally.
Because I heard in there, what happened to Charles? Charles's journal. It's the deepest cut I've heard in a long time.
I'll simply say this too. When you're starting to create artistic works in service of your fandom to The Bachelor or to Game of Roses, that is a very deep level scream, because that is how all of this started. It started with making memes and Pace doing her recaps and her gifs and all of that.
It began with a scream.
It did. It began with us creating art in support of our fandom of the show. And that has now turned into a podcast and videos and all the other stuff that we do. But this is very much in line with that. It took me right back to our roots of when I was making my first memes of Kentucky Frankenstein and everybody on that season of Bachelor Paradise.
I can't believe, the lyrics were, it's hard to imagine that this didn't take an extremely long time to.
I agree. This seems like at least an afternoon of work or something. So we sincerely appreciate it, Bird Ninja.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this incredible gift. But that wraps up.
It was so good. I might listen again.
Oh, I think I will be doing that as well. But that wraps up our show for this week. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope you'll be back. Come back next. What do we got next?
Come back. Come back.
Please come back. Please come back.
Please listen to our next episode.
Next Thursday, we're going to have another recap of Joan Vassos' Golden Season. Next Wednesday night, you can join us at 33 Taps in West Hollywood on Santa Monica for a live watch party. I think that's going to be super fun. And of course, also next Tuesday at midnight, the drop of Love is Blind Season 7 finale, The Weddings, will happen. I'm going to cover it as soon as it drops. It'll be on our Patreon at probably 2 a.m. PST. So check that if you check that out. I
cannot wait to see how this season plays out.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm not like that hyped up about the weddings. Yeah, but that reunion is going to be one of the craziest things we have ever seen in the history of any of these shows, I feel like. Because they're going to rake some of these people over the coals. It's also been a year since all this shit has happened. So people feel differently about it potentially. But all of the social media stuff's now. Exactly. The news that's coming out about Tyler and his kids and stuff is very current. So who knows? And they just shot this reunion, I believe, this past weekend. So definitely the Tyler stuff was in the news. They had the opportunity to ask him about it. We'll see if they did or not. But that wraps up our show today. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you soon.
Praise be Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.